Are we going to be able to see ourselves on the computer or no?
No. Here. You don't have to hold it. Just hold it like that. You can hear yourself just like that. But now to start the audio too. Okay, that's start. Okay.
What up, broski?
What's up? Welcome back to Off the Record with Finn, where we talk about topics as much as we want to, and we go in depth in topics as much as we want to. I'm here with my cousin Audrey, and I'm going to be asking her a series of questions. So, what part of the hospital do you work in?
I work at Lancaster General in Pennsylvania, and I work in the ICU. So we see a lot of heart patients, trauma patients, really sick people who need a lot of support to get better.
What is it difficult?
It's difficult because you never know what you're going to get. So, people come into the ER, with all different kinds of problems, and it's our job to treat them. So it gets better the more experience you have, but it's definitely hard starting off when you're a new nurse.
What makes it so hard?
There's, like I said, there's just all different kinds of patients. Families are hard to deal with sometimes. All the devices that we have to support the patients, the ventilators, the IV drips that we have to manage. It's just a lot of multitasking that you have to keep everything straight.
What shift?
Which is why I'm such a genius,
What shift would you say was the hardest that you've ever worked?
I work 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., which I love working because it's like, we call it the evening shift. So it's not fully nights, but it's not fully days. So I get a little bit of the, of the good stuff.
Yeah. Tell me some of the stories about patients that you found interesting and some of the stories that were funny.
A lot of the stories that are funny are funny afterwards, but not during. Like when you have to clean up diarrhea every day. Nursing is very, it's everything. You're not just treating their it's more than just going in and giving them medications. It's cleaning them up when they shit in the bed. And rolling them over and turning them and wiping their butt and getting all up in there. And sometimes we have confused patients, well, a lot of the times we have confused patients who, when they're incontinent, meaning they use the bathroom in the bed, like to put their hands in it and then put it in their mouth.
Oh no.
So that's not fun in the moment, but afterwards it's a little funny.
Would you say that's some of the interesting stories too? Because what were more interesting? Some stories you just described funny stories, but what are some that are interesting?
The interesting ones are normally the really complicated patients. So you get patients who come in Marmy and Papa, who everything is fine. They are healthy and they come in and something happens and they need a little heart surgery and it ends up going really wrong. And they end up on these full support machines that are keeping them totally alive. And if that machine didn't work, they would die instantly. So, you're in charge of keeping people alive every time you come to work. So it's hard,
Yeah. Would you say where you are now, but when you first went into nursing, would you say you found it confusing? Did it take you a while to understand it?
Yes, it was very hard. It's hard to learn all the medications. It's hard to learn what they do. It's hard to learn why they need it. And just the process of stuff, all the cords and devices and everything. It's a big learning curve and it's hard, but if it's what you like, it's worth it,
Yeah.
Do you want to go into nursing? And be a G like me?
I don't know. I wouldn't do it if it was I guess my last resort, but I don't know.
Your last resort?
I don't know.
What do you want to do?
I want to go into the Navy like Dane, but it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. I feel like I would honestly do it for the experience, because I feel like you would learn a lot.
Yeah.
In nursing.
You'll learn a lot in the Navy though too.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can be a nurse in the Navy.
You can.
Yeah. You can be a medic. You could take care of the people, you know, the military people that need help.
Yeah. Would you say there's more like, would you say there's more guy nurses or girl nurses?
More girl, but there is definitely guy nurses. So, like on my floor, we have plenty of guy nurses. Typically, like the guy nurses like to do the critical care stuff, the ED, the ICU, you know.
Yeah. Well, speaking on a whole different topic, like for your boyfriend Dane going into the Navy.
Dane, I love you. Shout out.
Would you say when he first went in, because I know you guys, like, you took a little break, right? But
Yeah.
when he went in, would you say it was kind of hard, long distance?
Yes, dating someone long distance. I mean, when I went to college and Dane went into the Navy, we'd already been dating for, you know, almost 4 years. And it's hard being totally away like that, you know, like he was in California and Chicago and Florida, and, you know, we're not on the same schedule, and I have school, and, you know, for a while he didn't have his phone, so we were writing letters to each other, and it is very, very, very hard. But it was worth it, and I know he loved being in the Navy, and so sometimes it's just what you gotta do, you know?
Yeah. How often would you guys see each other?
Ugh. Not that often. When he was really in the training, I mean, that was the other thing, was I was in college, I didn't have money. I didn't have money to buy a plane ticket and fly out to California all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And he can't leave, so we would go months and months and months without seeing each other.
Oh, yeah. I thought, like, well, this is my experience of, like, hearing stuff about the Navy and stuff, but I heard, like, after boot camp, you guys get to see each other. Like,
Yep.
when he's finished with boot
Yep,
camp.
so he finished boot camp, and I went out there for his graduation in Chicago, which was really fun. But, like, that whole time, we didn't talk, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that is for a while. It's like over 10 weeks.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it is kind of a while.
yeah. It's a long time to go from seeing someone every day to not even hearing from them, you know.
What would you? Like,
But then you get to make out.
because you were doing school, so how would you, since you couldn't see him, how would you, like, I guess, cope? Because wouldn't you get lonely?
Yeah, I had my girlfriends at school, which I just tried to keep myself busy. I mean, I had school, which kept me busy. I was doing track, pole vaulting, which kept me busy. And then in my free time, I just had to stay doing something, you know. And sometimes you just have to let yourself feel it and be sad about it and feel bad for yourself, but there's nothing you can do about it. So you just gotta keep on going.
Going back to the beginning of our relationship, how did you and Dane actually meet?
Dane went to a Christian school when he was like in middle school, so he wasn't going to E-Town, so I didn't know him. And then in high school, he transferred to E-Town, and I had a health class with him. First of all, Dane, he liked my friend, not me. And so once I met him, you know, he liked his friend and my friend liked him, but anyways, it ended up once we met, we started hanging out. Our first date was at a movie theater, and he's put one right here, baby.
Then it all just
And then it
set
all...
sail from there.
Yep. So, here we are. Now I'm 23. Dating him up.
And how long have you guys been dating now?
Well, we started dating when we were 15, so that's 8 years.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
But you still like it.
I still like it. Hopefully, he'll be my husband one day.
Yeah.
He'll wake me up. Cuff me up.
Let's not go that far.
What you mean? Wouldn't the ring look good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
What would you say the hardest thing is about nursing for anyone going in?
The hardest thing about nursing is remembering why you did it, why you started. and finding a specialty that you like. I hated like the normal regular floors. I felt like a babysitter. I felt like I was just giving them their medicine and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
But some people like that, and some people like women's and babies and delivering children, and some people like kids, and just finding what you like, finding a good hospital and rocking with it.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Do you have any questions for me? Because I'm done answering you questions, so do you want to know about my future?
Yeah. So you want to go into the Navy.
Uh-huh.
How old are you?
I am 16.
So you have 2 years left of high school.
Yeah, I'm a second semester of sophomore year right now.
And you're passing all your classes?
Yeah. Yeah. I actually supposedly, like, for government, last semester, I wasn't doing that good. I was at the beginning, but then once I took the first test, the grade went down because the tests were confusing. But for econ, right now, I'm actually did pretty good on the first test.
Well, that's
I
good.
got like a 75, so that's pretty good. And and I actually remembered it. That's the problem with me, is in test taking is I study and I absorb the information, but right when I take the test, I forget everything.
Oh.
So
you feel like you know it, but when you're taking the test, it's like it all goes away.
and yeah, like my mind just completely blanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing
So are you going to talk to Dane about like how to get into the Navy and stuff?
yeah.
That's a good idea. Because Ava might go into the military.
Yeah, she's gonna do car stuff for automotives for the army, but she has to actually pass the test.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she's taken practice tests, but she hasn't actually like taken the test yet.
Yeah.
But everyone said she's not really, like, we want her to get ready, but she's kind of running out of time in a way.
Yeah, well, she's a senior, so we'll see. Hopefully she...
But she was telling me the other day that she might not want to go in directly out of high school.
Oh. Well, that's up to her and her mom,
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so I want to go into the Navy, and then after that I want to go to college.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Michigan
You
State.
could go to WVU, baby. Woo, 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 woo. Let's go Mountaineers.
No, Michigan State.
Oh.
I don't like
Terrible.
Michigan. I don't like Michigan State.
Boo.
Why?
Who else are you interviewing for this podcast?
I've done Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do Papa redo it, but probably Marmy.
Mm-hmm. My mom?
Huh?
My mom?
Yeah, I'm doing Heather tomorrow. I'm doing
Matt? That'd be
maybe.
funny.
That would. I don't know. I still have to ask him, but I feel like he'd say yes.
Yeah, he would.
Maybe. Like, I want to do Matt, but whenever he's not working.
Yeah.
And then Ava. And then Dane.
And Dane. Well, yeah, you should text him and get him over here.
Yeah. Oh, I've been trying to, but he didn't answer my calls.
Boo. Dane sucks. Okay.
All right. Well, that's it. So thank you for being on my episode.
You're welcome. I'll be on any time. Audrey Schlosser, out.
Finn Banner, out.